Now all this stuff will shut off in just a second right there. Go. Alright, so now it's dead. When I turn the key off and turn it back on, none of this stuff will come on the screen. The yellow light comes on right there's a yellow light. See, none of your hour meters or nothing is on now. I might have been having trouble with this thing from the get-go, or either it's ran bad for so long that my memory don't remember how it was when I first got it, but it ran like a scald at 8 today. So they got it, I picked it up Wednesday at lunch. Thought they had it. They replaced this control unit right here. Thought that's what it was. Got it, brought it here, ground one stump. It kind of started missing a little bit on it. Went to the second one and it wouldn't even go through it or whatever, and it died. So they sent a road mechanic out Thursday morning. He got here pretty early. You know, I was kind of surprised. He watched it run. It run bad. And he asked him about the fuel filter and everything. So I told him that, you know, it was running bad with me before 100 hours. I was going to service it at 100 hours. And I went ahead and serviced it in a low 90-hour range because I thought maybe something was going on with the fuel filter, which it was not. Wasn't anything going on with the fuel filter, because when I serviced it, put the fuel filter back, you know, new fuel filter on it, it was still bad, but running bad. But you know, sometimes you can get a bad fuel filter, so he wanted to try that, so he went and got one. We had to move Emma out of her dorm room Thursday afternoon, so me and Jill went over there to do that. He came back here, put the fuel filter on, cranked it. It still wouldn't work. He called me when we were moving Emma out, and he said, well, I put the fuel filter on. He said, it still won't run. Like, okay. He said, but I figured it out. I said, you did? He said, you want to know what it was? I said, yes, sir. So he was messing with this thing, and he actually shut this door real hard right here. And when he did, it started acting up. So he started messing with these fuse pods right here. And you see this one, it had a wire that was coming out of it loose. And so he fixed that. And that's what it was right there. I had been over the machine and he had been over the machine. He said, you really couldn't see it. He said he pulled this thing off and got it in his hand. That's when the wire, or he pulled it over here where you could see it, and that's when the wire came on out of it. And so I fixed it up. But like I said, it ran like a top today. I've never had it pull as hard as it pulled today. That thing rolled. That giant stump over there that y'all seen me grinding, that stump was 60 inches on the butt, and I timed it. It took me less than an hour and a half to grind that whole stump. And then I've learned some other stuff about stump grinding too that is pretty cool, that helped me out a lot today. And one other thing that I did to this thing too that I changed on, I turned the super sweep off on it. This has got a super sweep so that when it starts pulling, it gets about, I think about 80% load on the engine. It'll actually stop the swinging and make it back up, or to catch up. Well, when you do that, you're losing time on that. And if you'll listen to the RPMs of the engine, you can run it without it fine, and you'll actually cut quicker with it. And I've also figured out how to cut with the side teeth finally. Rook helped me out on that, explained some things to me on it. And so now I can make these side cutters cut, and I can actually take a cut now that is this from here, a little bit more than that out, and make a lot bigger cut. So that speeded things up quite a bit for me too. Might put an edge on these teeth real quick. They need it. I need to flip these sides, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to fool with it. This thing's got 160 something hours on it now is what it's got on it. Let's see what it's showing. It pops up 163.4. I'll back it up a little bit. I'll get my mask out. I can grind on it, but like I said, it had gotten where it wasn't any fun to run, but man, it's fun to run this afternoon, man. I actually enjoyed whacking stumps with it this evening. I've got that big one over there by the fence, and then there's that forked cedars you can blow through them. Well, there's a forked cedar and there's another one right there in front of it, and I think there's another cedar over. Cedars are really, they're a non-issue whatsoever. There's a tall cedar over I got to get, but I think there's 5 pines, and that's the biggest one right there. So I'm gonna come in here in the morning and knock him in the head and get them done. Then I'll take my rake. I'll rake all the debris, the rest of the debris up, and get it all up and throw it in the dump trailer. And then I'll take and I'll blade everything out. Once I get the debris up, I'll blade everything out and work these holes in. And then if I see a root or something I missed, I'll go back and smoke it and get it done. So anyhow, that's what it was. Some people in the comments are kind of, they're not really thinking, because I had a couple, 2 or 3 of them say, man, you need to just go ahead and get rid of that thing. Man, you can't get rid of something that you've only had for less than a year without getting your brains beat out on it, man. They'll fix it. If you've ever had to deal, if you've ever been a business owner and had equipment or machinery, you're gonna have problems with it. That's the reason why I always say buy the best, get it from the best dealer you can, buy local if you can from a good dealer, and get it there. That way, you know, it's convenient for you to get it worked on. And old boy at Trax Plus, Wade, he did good on it by figuring that out over there on that wire. I knew he would. Just sometimes it takes a little while to figure this stuff out. So hope you enjoyed that. We'll see y'all.